What makes a good marriage? Show. Something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue, something old. That's me. Something new, the material you're enjoying this evening. Something blue, that's me again. Something borrowed. Here's a Monty Python sketch.
Hi, I'd like to get married.
I'm afraid I'm already married.
No, I'd just like to get married.
Well, I could get a divorce, but it'll be messy.
No, that won't be necessary
You
because...
see, should I move into your place or should you move into mine? I just got a good mortgage.
No, I'd like to get married here.
Oh dear, I had my heart set on a church wedding.
Look, I just want you to marry me to...
I will marry you too, but please make up your mind. It's not, it's a very important decision.
Yeah, well, I want to get married very quickly.
Suits me,
But
suits me.
I don't want to marry you.
Well, there is such a thing as breach of promise.
Okay, I just want you to act as registrar and marry me.
I will marry you, but please make up your mind. This is very important.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. I forgive you. Lovers quarrel. But you're not the first person to ask me today. I've turned down several people already.
Look, I'm already engaged.
And I'm already married. Still, we'll find a way around it.
Good morning. I'd like to get married.
I'm afraid I'm marrying this man first.
Well, can I get married after him?
Well, you can, but it will be messy. Divorce isn't that quick.
I'd like to get married, please.
Oh, dear. It's my lucky day. I'm marrying these two.
What? These two getting married? What are you doing marrying her?
He's marrying me first.
But he's engaged to me.
Excuse me, I'd like to get married.
Oh, my God.
Will you marry me?
I'm already married.
I've been married twice. My second wife is... I'm sorry, guys, I'm going to do a monologue here, so if I could just have...
Can I be part of it?
That's a monologue, Jim.
Hey, Josh, can I be part of it?
Yeah, that'd be good.
Thanks.
I'm going to just understand. Awesome. Okay. So I have been married twice. My second wife is a very lovely woman, and together we have 2 children. I also have a child from my first wife, who happens to be my second wife. I've been married to my first wife for 9 years, and I've been married to my second wife, who was also my first wife, for 5 years. I married the same woman twice. I had to. Long story short. Too late. Somebody somewhere messed up the paperwork. I'm not going to put the blame on anyone. It was my father-in-law. But because of this little mix-up, my first marriage wasn't recognized by the
state of Minnesota doesn't recognize your marriage.
See, in addition to the missing paperwork, the state of Minnesota really wasn't all that comfortable with me being married out of the country without a wedding license in a religious ceremony that was blessed by 2 Filipino holy men who spoke English as a 3rd language. Look, we got married over in Okinawa, Japan. We have credit card receipts, we have church records, photo albums.
The state of Minnesota doesn't recognize your marriage.
But my wife even had 2 wedding dresses. That's a whole other story. Thank you, United States Postal Service. There was a lovely ceremony that included a horrible rendition of Ave Maria. There was a traditional reception that was filled with a lot of Japanese people that I didn't understand, and yeah, they all had cameras. I spent my honeymoon night on my in-laws' living room floor. While we were overseas, both my mom's pug and my grandmother died. Both had to be put in a freezer until we returned home. One was at the funeral home, one was in my parents' basement. I'll let you figure out which one was where. My wife and I got married.
Your marriage isn't recognized by the state of Minnesota.
Do you make everyone who gets married out of the country go through this?
No, many people, like the Hmong or Somali, don't have governments per se, and their wedding ceremonies are more of a cultural or religious event. So we just officially register them with the state when they arrive, for a small fee.
Okay, could you do that for me and my wife? We were married in a small religious ceremony in a different culture. Couldn't we just pay a fee and have you recognize our marriage?
Are you Hmong or Somali?
No.
Then no.
So instead of recognizing my marriage for a small fee, the state of Minnesota made me pay $130 for a piece of paper that gave me the right to marry a woman I was already married to. And I have to tell you the truth. This woman that I was about to marry wasn't even my type. Wasn't. She'd been married before. She had a kid. Now, this isn't the type of girl you want to bring home to introduce to mom. And to make matters worse, because the state of Minnesota didn't recognize my first marriage, they made me declare that my son, who was conceived 2 years after we were married, was born out of wedlock. It's true. I am not making any of this up. It's one thing to think, okay, a kid's getting under my skin today. It's another to have to officially declare him a bastard. So my question... question for the state of Minnesota and those who are in favor of the amendment is this: if you don't have a problem with the state making money off of people who have to get married but don't necessarily want to, imagine how much revenue could be pulled in by granting wedding licenses to people who want to get married but can't.